Welcome, history lovers. Today we embark on a journey to uncover a lesser-known facet of American heritage, a legacy of grandeur often associated with distant shores. America, a land forged on ideals of liberty and equality, might not readily conjure images of palaces and royal estates. Yet, hidden in plain sight across this vast nation, stand architectural marvels that whisper tales of ambition, power, and a uniquely American brand of aristocracy. From presidential retreats to the sprawling estates of industrial magnates, these palaces offer us a glimpse into a captivating world where wealth and influence reign supreme. Let us then, step back in time and explore the stories etched within these magnificent structures. Our journey begins at perhaps the most recognizable residence in the United States, the White House. More than just the president's dwelling, it stands as a potent symbol of American authority and ambition. Conceived by Irish-born architect James Hoban and completed in 1800, this stately mansion has borne witness to pivotal moments that have shaped the nation's course. Its neoclassical style, with its imposing columns and sprawling gardens, speaks to a desire to project an image of power and permanence. The South Lawn has hosted countless dignitaries and witnessed historic events, while the Rose Garden provides a serene backdrop for presidential addresses. Within its walls, presidents have grappled with matters of national importance and found solace amidst the storms of leadership. The Oval Office, with its iconic resolute desk, has been the nerve center for decisions that have reverberated across the globe. The White House is not merely a stage for power, it is also a home, where first families have lived, loved, and left their own indelible marks. We journey now to the rolling hills of Virginia, where we find Mount Vernon, the beloved estate of America's first president, George Washington. While not a palace in the grand European tradition, Mount Vernon exudes a quiet dignity and historical significance that elevates it to a place of almost regal importance. Here, on the banks of the Potomac River, Washington carved out not just a home, but a legacy. More than just a residence, Mount Vernon served as the beating heart of Washington's world. It was a bustling plantation, a center for agricultural innovation, and a hub for political discussions that shaped the destiny of a young nation. The mansion itself, with its distinctive Palladian-inspired design, speaks to Washington's refined taste and desire to create a home befitting a leader of his stature. The mansion's interiors, meticulously preserved, offer a glimpse into the life and times of the nation's first president. Washington's study, a small book-lined room overlooking the Potomac, was where he penned some of the nation's earliest laws and contemplated the challenges of leadership. The dining room, where Washington hosted dignitaries and fellow founding fathers, speaks of a time when political discourse was often conducted over candlelit dinners. Today, the gardens stand as a testament to his enduring legacy, a place where visitors can stroll amidst the same paths walked by the father of their nation. Stepping within the hallowed halls of Mount Vernon is akin to taking a step back in time. Each room, meticulously preserved, offers a glimpse into the life and times of George Washington, revealing a man who valued both elegance and practicality. The furnishings, while elegant, reflect a refined simplicity, a testament to Washington's own unassuming nature. The central passage, a grand hallway designed to impress visitors, sets the tone for the home's understated elegance. The study, where Washington spent countless hours poring over maps, drafting letters, and contemplating the future of the nation, is a testament to his work ethic and dedication to the fledgling republic. The dining room, a more formal space used for entertaining dignitaries and hosting political gatherings, reflects Washington's understanding of the importance of diplomacy and social interaction. The long, elegant table, set with fine china and silverware, speaks of formal dinners where alliances were forged, and differences were debated over candlelight and fine wine. The bedchamber, with its simple furnishings and unassuming decor, speaks to a man who valued rest and solitude amidst the demands of leadership. The family parlor, where Washington and his wife Martha entertained close friends and family, exudes a sense of warmth and intimacy. The faint scent of beeswax, the creak of the floorboards beneath our feet, and the sunlight streaming through the windows serve as tangible reminders that this was once a place where people lived, laughed, and created history. From the understated elegance of Mount Vernon, we journey now to the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we encounter the Biltmore Estate, a 250-room chateau, the largest private residence in the United States, built by George Washington Vanderbilt II. Inspired by the chateaux of the Loire Valley in France, Vanderbilt created an American palace. Completed in 1895, Biltmore symbolizes a new American aristocracy, built on industrial might and entrepreneurial spirit. Constructed from Indiana limestone, its towers and turrets pierce the sky. The facade, adorned with intricate carvings, speaks to a level of craftsmanship rarely seen today. Venturing beyond the grand public spaces of Biltmore Estate, we discover a world of refined living and unparalleled luxury. Each room, meticulously decorated with period furnishings and priceless works of art, offers a glimpse into the daily lives of the Vanderbilt family and their esteemed guests. Vanderbilt's own bedroom, with its hand-carved walnut furniture and breathtaking views of the surrounding mountains, reflected his refined taste and appreciation for the finer things in life. The guest rooms, equally luxurious, were designed to make visitors feel pampered and indulged. They featured plush carpets, elegant writing desks, and private bathrooms equipped with the latest modern conveniences. It was in these rooms that some of the most influential figures of the Gilded Age gathered, their conversations shaping the course of industry, politics, and society. The music room, with its grand piano and collection of antique instruments, hosted concerts and recitals by renowned musicians. The art gallery displayed works by European masters and rising American artists, reflecting Vanderbilt's commitment to promoting the arts. The gardens, a testament to the vision of landscape architect Frederick Law Olmsted, provided a serene escape from the grandeur of the house. Biltmore's legacy extends beyond its architectural splendor, with its vineyards continuing to produce award-winning wines. Our journey along the footsteps of American grandeur takes us now to the rugged coastline of Rhode Island, where the Atlantic Ocean crashes against the manicured lawns of Newport. Here, amidst a cluster of opulent mansions built by the nation's wealthiest families, stands the Breakers, a testament to the excesses and extravagance of the Gilded Age. Commissioned by Cornelius Vanderbilt II, grandson of the Commodore and heir to the family's vast railroad fortune, the Breakers was intended as a summer cottage. Completed in 1895, the mansion, with its 70 rooms and sprawling oceanfront lawn, quickly became a symbol of the Vanderbilt family's unrivaled wealth and social standing. Inspired by the grand palazzos of 16th century Genoa, the Breakers is a masterpiece of Italian Renaissance architecture. Its exterior, constructed from 2.5 million bricks covered in white limestone, exudes an air of timeless elegance. Stepping inside, we are greeted by a dizzying display of wealth and refinement. The Great Hall, with its soaring 50-foot ceiling and walls adorned with alabaster, is a triumph of interior design. Each room in the Breakers is a testament to a level of detail and craftsmanship rarely seen today. Our final destination on this exploration of American palaces takes us to the banks of the Hudson River, where amidst the rolling hills of the Hudson Valley stands Lyndhurst, a mansion as unique and captivating as the man who built it. While it may not possess the grandeur of Biltmore or the opulence of the Breakers, Lyndhurst, with its dramatic silhouette and intricate Gothic details, offers a fascinating glimpse into the architectural tastes of another era. It was Jay Gould, a railroad tycoon and financier, who transformed Lyndhurst into a Gothic revival masterpiece. Gould, a man of complex contradictions, was known for his ruthless business dealings and love of art, literature, and nature. Lyndhurst, with its pointed arches, towers, and ornate stonework, reflects Gould's fascination with medieval architecture and his desire for a lasting legacy. The mansion's asymmetrical design, a hallmark of the Gothic revival style, adds to its sense of drama and intrigue. Its imposing facade, constructed from gray granite, evokes images of medieval castles and fortresses. Inside, we are greeted by rich textures, subdued lighting, and a sense of history. The main hall, with its soaring ceilings and stained glass windows, is a Gothic design masterpiece. Lyndhurst's interiors reflect the eclectic tastes of its owners, filled with treasures from around the world. As our journey through America's palaces concludes, we are left with a sense of awe and wonder. These incredible structures, each a product of its time and a reflection of the dreams and aspirations of its creators, stand as enduring symbols of a uniquely American brand of aristocracy. They remind us that even in a nation founded on principles of equality, wealth and influence have always played a powerful role in shaping the American story. These palaces are more than just grand homes, they are repositories of history, art, and culture. Within their walls, presidents have governed, tycoons have plotted their next business moves, and artists and musicians have found inspiration. Each generation that passes through their doors adds its own chapter to their rich and evolving narratives. It is up to us, the caretakers of this legacy, to ensure that these palaces continue to inspire and amaze future generations.